Melbourne is the first true crucible where the complex, mysterious and ruthless face of the 2026 season will finally be exposed. The misleading packages from testing, the strategic sandbagging sessions and the bulky side pods used to lure rivals into false aero simulations are now relics of the past. Today, a single question echoes through every corner of the paddock. Who actually did their homework better, and who successfully deceived their rivals with a technical illusion? While some teams wrestle with massive 20 kilograms weight surpluses, others are struggling to manage that magical 350 kilowatts of hybrid power without triggering a catastrophic battery failure. The development war this year will be truly insane. Speed alone won't win titles. Metallurgical reliability, active aero intelligence, and strategic cunning will define the champion. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell, because this aero war at Albert Park is about to shift the paddock's balance of power forever. Brace yourselves. 2026 officially starts now. Ferrari has officially unleashed the much-feared Spec 3 package upon the Melbourne paddock. The bulky side pods we saw in Sakhir have been replaced by the tightest rear-end packaging in F1 history, millimetrically sculpted to suit Lewis Hamilton's precise driving style. But the true technical revolution is hidden internally. Ferrari has pivoted to steel alloy cylinder heads, a radical departure from its rival's aluminium reliance. This technology allows for combustion pressures exceeding 250 bar and incredible thermal efficiency, enabling Ferrari to run radiators 20% smaller than the competition. The ingenious exhaust wing trick behind the tailpipe redirects exhaust gases toward the rear wing, potentially yielding a staggering half a second per lap in corner stability. Having emerged victorious from a 6-week legal battle with the FIA, Ferrari currently stands as the most technically prepared, aggressive and uncopyable team on the grid. Hamilton's revenge map is now fully operational. Mercedes deliberately kept its engine maps at the lowest safe mode setting in Sakhir, but in Melbourne they are ready to unleash the beast. Telemetry leaks confirm the power unit is churning out a raw 420 kilowatts, well over 570 horsepower, with the newly certified Petronas sustainable fuels. However, this massive power output brings a colossal thermal load. Mercedes engineers have brought 3 distinct packages featuring various cooling gills on the side pods and engine cover to adapt to Melbourne's unpredictable seaside weather. Toto Wolff's engine rule trap maneuver to politically corner rivals demonstrates that Mercedes intends to win not just on the track, but at the administrative table. While Mercedes is the absolute favorite for straight-line speed, the extent to which this extreme thermal load will handicap their aero package and battery reliability remains the greatest technical mystery of the Melbourne weekend. A full-blown blame game has engulfed Aston Martin, and this chaos is directly reflected in their Melbourne package. Adrian Newey's boundary-pushing aggressive packaging, combined with abnormal vibrations from the Honda engine, is physically tearing the battery pack apart. The upgrade brought to Melbourne isn't about gaining lap time, it's a survival package. Newey's insistence on a 2-level battery layout has triggered a resonance issue that might make it impossible for the car to survive more than 10 laps on Melbourne's bumpy sectors. The Spec Alonso teased as looking very different, likely consists of massive cooling inlets open to prevent a meltdown and extra ballast for vibration damping. If Aston Martin can even see the checkered flag in one piece in Melbourne, it will be the most significant failed victory of the season for Newey and Honda. Defending champions McLaren MCL40 have arrived in Melbourne with unfinished homework. Andrea Stella confirmed the car is still significantly over the weight limit, which is why the Melbourne package focuses on weight-shedding material changes and lightened suspension components rather than radical aero winglets. For McLaren, the priority isn't a 0.1 seconds aero upgrade, it's shedding 10 kilograms to gain raw mechanical lap time. Utilizing Mercedes' latest engine maps provides them with a lifeline on the straights, but matching the raw pace of Ferrari and Mercedes in the podium hunt looks extremely difficult. McLaren remains the paddock's most honest team. We are the 3rd or even 4th team right now, but we are saving our development budget for a counter-attack. Melbourne will be a race for damage control and data harvesting for them. A podium will only be possible through rival blunders. Red Bull RB22 is replacing its relatively simple and sandbagging testing facade with a far more aggressive and complex front wing design in Melbourne. While Max Verstappen tries to lull the paddock to sleep by claiming the car stays the same, leaks suggest the new front wing spreads aerodynamic loading across a much wider working window, enhancing ground effect efficiency. Specifically, the Coke bottle shape on the engine cover has been optimized against Melbourne's fluctuating crosswinds, and new vortex generators have been added to accelerate underfloor airflow. Red Bull is countering Ferrari's clever exhaust trick with their own underfloor revisions. Verstappen's race simulations remain terrifyingly consistent, proving that the RB22's greatest strength isn't just raw single-lap speed, but a flawless race trim and tyre preservation capacity. For Williams and Alpine, Melbourne will feel like a weight loss camp. The Williams car, being a massive 20 kilograms overweight, could turn them into sitting ducks in Melbourne's slow and technical third sector. The massive Mercedes power boost is the only thing keeping them viable on the straights. Williams won't bring performance upgrades for the first 4 races. They are focused purely on shedding weight, gram by recalculating carbon fiber layups. Alpine is gaining engine muscle, but in terms of chassis and aero detail, they remain the paddock's most incomplete team. In Melbourne, both will struggle to climb toward the upper midfield and grab points, but Williams' sluggish character could make Albert Park a very long weekend. Cadillac Andretti, with its Mach 26 chassis, a tribute to Mario Andretti, remains the paddock's biggest mystery box. Aerodynamically, the car is one of the most basic designs on the grid, but when paired with the Ferrari power unit, they show surprising straight-line speed. Melbourne won't be a show for them, it will be a reliability laboratory. Meanwhile, Audi is reinforcing its vertical sidepod design from testing with new underfloor updates in Melbourne. Audi is playing it safe for now. Their priority is seeing the checkered flag. Scoring points depends on miracles and rival blunders like Aston Martin. However, Audi's quiet development plan has the potential to rock the paddock by mid-season. When those 5 iconic red lights finally extinguish over the Albert Park Straight, the ephemeral fog of pre-season testing speculation, those calculated political bluffs, and the intricate aerodynamic illusions designed to mislead the competition will vanish instantly, replaced by a raw, ruthless, and thunderously loud reality that only a season opener can provide. We are standing on the precipice of a defining moment in modern motorsport. Will Ferrari's ingenious half-second exhaust wing trick, that mysterious FTM device that has the entire paddock whispering in hushed tones, be the definitive weapon that finally ends Maranello's agonizing 20-year title drought? Or will the sheer, unadulterated 420 kilowatts of raw power emanating from the Mercedes power unit simply tear their rivals apart on the high-speed straights of Melbourne? Simultaneously, all eyes are fixed on the garage in green. Will Aston Martin find a way to stabilize their radical concept under the immense pressure of a race weekend, or will the AMR26 continue to crumble under the weight of its own structural flaws and violent vibrations on the unforgiving Melbourne asphalt, potentially forcing a premature and embarrassing exit from the paddock before the first championship points are even awarded? This 2026 revolution, which we have analyzed from every conceivable angle in the wind tunnels and dynos, officially kicks off this weekend amidst the electric seaside atmosphere of Albert Park, marking the pivotal moment the development war moves from the sterile silence of the laboratories to the brutal heat and unforgiving asphalt of the racetrack. We will be here to follow every agonizing second, every minor winglet adjustment, and every single telemetry leak that escapes the team hospitality suites, ensuring you have the most granular and insightful view of the grid possible. Who is your definitive pick for the top step of the Melbourne podium? Did Ferrari truly execute a technical checkmate on the entire field during the off-season, or does Mercedes still hold a hidden ace up their sleeve that will only be revealed when the DRS flaps open for the first time under the Australian sun? Let's ignite an absolute firestorm of debate in the comments below. Share your deepest Melbourne predictions, your technical favourites, and your theories on who has truly mastered these complex new regulations, because the conversation is just getting started, and the stakes have never been higher. To stay ahead of the final telemetry earthquakes and the inevitable Spec 3 leaks that are bound to surface before the flight to Melbourne, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell right now to join our community of technical insiders. You won't want to miss a single update as we prepare for the fastest, readiest, and smartest season in Formula One history. See you in the next breakdown with the freshest data, straight from the heart of the paddock.